Hi, this is David at IQ Center with a quick video on how to use a phone or an iPad as a secondary camera during a Zoom meeting. So if you're doing a class synchronously and you need to show the whiteboard or show a document or something like that, this can be a handy solution. The camera on your phone is a very good camera, and you can load a Zoom client to this and use it just as a secondary camera when you're doing a Zoom meeting. So right now I've got a Zoom meeting running on my iPad, and I want to join that meeting with an iPhone. First thing I need to do is make sure there's a Zoom app on the phone. You can get that at the Google Store or in the App Store for Apple, and then you can join the meeting. So I've got a meeting link here on my phone. I'm going to click it, and it's going to launch the Zoom client. And the first question it asks, do you want to join it with video? And yes, of course, that's exactly what I want to do. And then this next prompt is really important. Generally, you're going to be using this as a secondary camera in your classroom, so it's asking me if I want to join with audio, and I definitely do not, because it'll feedback. If you have more than one device that's running audio in the classroom, you can get feedback. So I'm going to cancel. If you do happen to join with audio and you're getting feedback, you can disconnect it. You can't just turn the phone audio down. You have to actually go click the screen, hit the more 3 dots, and then choose disconnect audio. So once you've done that, another step that you probably want to do is, by default, Zoom will join your phone with your name, and you probably already are in the meeting with your name, so it can kind of get confusing. So what I usually do is change the name of the participant on the phone to be something descriptive like whiteboard, because I'm going to point this at the whiteboard, so I've got it named whiteboard. So we're looking at the front-facing camera right now. If I switch over to looking at the Zoom meeting, you'll see that I've got some fake students here, and then I've got a participant called Whiteboard, and it is looking right now at the front-facing camera on my phone. What I want to do first is switch that. So I'm gonna tap and switch to rear-facing camera. So now I'm looking at the rear-facing camera. I'm going to point this at a whiteboard. So to do that, a convenient thing to have is a selfie stick. I'm going to just mount the phone on the selfie stick, being careful not to turn it off. I've done that so many times. If you touch the side of your phone too hard, it'll turn the phone off. So now I'm just going to, like that. Now you see, it just went to whiteboard because I just turned the phone off. So all I need to do is wake it back up, and it will rejoin the Zoom meeting. And there we go. Okay, so now we should be seeing, yep. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully put it in here in my little holder. And just adjust it so it's looking at the whiteboard. And now we can come back to Zoom here, and you can see that we have our whiteboard client is actually pointing at the whiteboard. And but we have the audio turned off to this, so it will never show up if people are on speaker view, if students are set to speaker view. So what we need to do is spotlight this. And the 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner, when I'm in gallery view, you can you see these 3 dots in the upper right-hand corner of each user. And because I'm the host, I can click this and select Spotlight Video. And you can see what it does is it makes that whiteboard the main view in my Zoom client. And this will do this for every student. So now every student will see this as their main view. Students, I think, can override this, but you can. Another option is to ask your students to pin the video. So if they're in gallery view, any student can click any video and hit pin video, and it will show up large for them. But that's just their view. So So what we want to do is make sure that in gallery view, this is spotlighted. So you can see the quality is really good. The camera on the whiteboard or the camera on the iPhone is quite good. So you can see small text. I'm on the wrong side of this board, but you can see the quality is pretty good. It helps to have your camera high so that you don't see the lights. You can kind of see where I'm getting some of the lights in the whiteboard. This is a glass whiteboard, so it's very shiny. Another tip for this, and you may be able to see this, is that I have a battery backup hooked up to my phone. If you're doing a long class, you may want to plug the phone in or have a battery backup. That's I think that's a useful thing if you're doing this, especially if you're doing a full hour-long class or something. Okay, next thing, we can take this off of here and make it into a document camera. So I'm just going to pop it off of here. And I turned the phone off, of course, in the process of taking it off. Okay. So now I'm going to put it on this device here. This is something that we made in the IQ Center. It is it's an acrylic apparatus cut on a laser cutter, and it just holds a phone above the surface of the desk. There are lots of different methods of doing this. You can cut out a hole in a cardboard box. There's a lot of different options. This is the most complex solution, which is what I like. Okay, so now I've got a piece of paper under the phone, and you can see it's really very good quality. You can write on this very small stuff, and it's very readable. And the other thing you can do is have multiple devices. You could have an iPad on a stand above a piece of paper, and you could have your iPhone pointed at a whiteboard, and you can just use Spotlight to switch back and forth between the two. So I'm going to unpin this, cancel Spotlight, and spotlight this one. And so you can use spotlighting sort of as like a little video studio. You can have multiple cameras set up and switch between them, what you're doing. I also just wanted to show you, let me spotlight the document camera again. This is really good also for something like in geology, hand samples. I mean, this is a rock that I got from Paul Lowe in geology. This is a math shape. The camera on your phone is so much better than the camera that's on your laptop, and usually better than the camera that's in a room as well, mounted to the wall of a classroom. So that's how to use a iOS or Android device as a secondary camera in the classroom. Thanks for watching.